And I'm back with Tony, the real estate guy. I wanted to ask Tony a question about listing strategies when it comes to photos, because just having photos is not nearly enough when it comes to strategies behind photos. So Tony, tell us, how do you go about getting the right photos and the right strategy behind photos when you list a property?
Well, number one, I hire a professional photographer. I don't try to do them on my own. You'll see a lot of listings out there where clearly the agent just took their cell phone and took some pictures because, hey, let's face it, today's cell phones do take a pretty good picture. But there's certain things that you need to do within the photos that a professional photographer knows that we don't know, and the equipment that they use. For instance, I know that my photographer will set the camera up in a particular angle, and then he has a flash. Then he'll take the same picture of the same room 10 different times. And the reason for that is in one photo, the window might be whitewashed because it's overexposed. But in that other photo, you can see every leaf on the tree outside the window. And then what he does is he takes those 10 pictures and compresses them together. And believe me, that room will look the best it's ever looked in its entire life.
Wow, that's awesome. So typically when you get a photo package from your photographer, how many photos are in it?
There's probably 60, 70, maybe 80 photos.
So then what do you do with those photos to figure out the strategy for your listing?
A lot of times what I'll do is as I upload the photos, I kind of try to take you through the house. So as you walk in the front door, you might see the set of stairs. And in that set of stairs off to the right, you see the living room. So then I post pictures of the living room. Then from the living room, you might see that there was a bedroom or a bathroom. And so then I try to post those. I try to walk you through the house as I list the photos. So again, like I said, it just kind of takes you through the house.
Right. Is there any other things that are times when you would just leave a photo out or it just wasn't working?
Yeah, sometimes there's weird angles or
rooms that just don't photo well.
Right. Like sometimes he'll take a picture of the hallway. And my God, the hallway looks like it's 100 yards long, you know, and it's just not a good photo. That's all.
Right. So when it comes to creating your package, it sounds like you take extreme detail before you're ready to list. But once you have your listing ready, what is the next step? When do you list? You know, what do you review it with the sellers? How do you go from there?
One of the things I like to do is I like to list the house on like a Thursday, but then do no showings until the open house. If you should choose to want an open house. Some people don't want an open house. But should you decide that you do want an open house, I like to do no showings until the open house on Saturday and or Sunday, whichever day you choose.
What's the hope behind that?
The hope behind that is instead of showing, number one, the inconvenience of you being bothered, you know, hey, we got a showing at 3 o'clock on Tuesday. We got a showing at 5 o'clock on Thursday. You know, can you get your dog and the kids out of the house on Friday night? You know, that kind of stuff. This way, you're only being bothered that one time for 2 hours. And the second thing about having an open house is in a popular market is you hope that, say 10 to 15 people show up at the house, and it creates a sense of urgency. Like, if I'm going to buy this house, I better do something sooner than later, because clearly there's a lot of interest in this house.
Right. So how long are your typical open houses?
I always do 12 to 2.
Okay.
12
right.
to
It's
2.
in between kind of people's days, and you don't want, personally, you don't want it longer than 2 hours, because
no, definitely
because you want to, again, compress the buyers all come through at the same time.
Right, exactly.
Think that they got to move fast and that they got to go in at a great price. So
right.
Awesome. How can people get a hold of you, Tony?
Feel free to give me a call, 774-230-5021, or you can always go to my webpage at TonyTheRealEstateGuy.com.
All right. See you in the next video.
Thank you.